Hi, and welcome to this week's preview of Elk City's football game this Friday. I'm sports editor Tyler Palmateer for the Daily Elk Citian. Elk City will travel to Clinton this Friday to play the Red Tornadoes in the Tornado Bowl. We'll quickly recap last week's game, home game against Weatherford, and then we'll look ahead to Clinton a little bit. Elk City now 1-5 and 0-4 on the in district on the season. Had a tough game. 0-3, I'm sorry, in the district on the season. Had a tough game last Friday. A game that they could have won. They're shorthanded right now without Luke Llewellyn and Kyler Butler. But Elk City took a quick 10-0 lead on Weatherford at home and really came out and set the tone physically in that game. Elias Wiseman got things started with a long 42-yard run. Jarve Jackson punched in a touchdown from about a yard out. And later on in the half, trailing, trailing 20 to 10, with just 4.5 seconds to go in the half, Jarve Jackson was hit by Colin Feller for a 25-yard touchdown pass, which brought Elk City within 3 points at halftime. And really, the game wasn't even over until Elk City trailed 9 points. Midway through the fourth quarter, and Weatherford had a 4th and 5, and Weatherford ultimately would convert that down and would go on to score another 2 touchdowns and to seal the game up. But down 9 midway through the fourth quarter, Elk City was a stop away from having a look at that game. Ultimately, just couldn't get it done. Colin Feller finished 10 for 24 passing for 104 yards. Elk City finally got some rushing success on the ground. Wiseman finished with 54 yards, Jarve Jackson 43, Colin Feller scrambled for 35 yards. So it wasn't a bad game for Elk City, who's pretty banged up right now and could easily just decide they don't want to finish this season having a tough year at 1-5 and 0-4 in the district, with just a few games approaching, one of which is Friday at Clinton, who is 5-2 overall and 3-1 in the district. It's only lost to at Anadarko, who stands atop the 4A1 district standings right now. Clinton is Clinton, but Anadarko, as I'd like to say, Anadarko out-Clintoned Clinton in their meeting, in which they won 28-21 at Anadarko. But it's the same old group of Red Tornadoes that Elk City is going to face this weekend. A lot of skill players, and they're big up front. Last week, Clinton defeated Piedmont at home 49-7. That game 35-0 at halftime. Clinton is going to want to, in their mind, going to try and come out and do the same thing with Elk City and not really fool around and have that game wrapping up at halftime. Elk City's main focus should be to hang around as usual. It's a good ingredient for an upset. Clinton, they're going to try and run the ball. Had a lot of success last week. 46 carries total, 336 yards. Marquise Simpkins, he ran for an 86-yard run and then punched in an 8-yard touchdown. The big plays like that have hurt Elk City so far. So no doubt, if they can limit some of those big plays, that would help. If they just make Clinton work for their yards and work for their scores, that's gonna make a difference. Aaron Lustfield for Clinton had 3 touchdowns to go with, and that was on just 23 carries. So they've got some guys that can punch it in inside the red zone if they just need to score. But Clinton's not. There's no real secret to what they're gonna do. Running the ball against Elk City, that's been Elk City's Achilles heel all season long. So, and Clinton, whether or not they know that, is going to run the ball anyway. So, if for some reason that doesn't work, Garrison Mendoza is a good quarterback. He threw for 109 yards last week. Went 6 for 8 through the air. So he's efficient when he needs to be. It's a game where it's another gut check for Elk City. It's a tough opponent on the road and a big rivalry game, but another chance to put a feather in their hat and possibly get a win. And it's really an uphill battle for them. They're big underdogs, but you truly do never know in a rivalry game. It can make a big difference. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond after a loss a game against Weatherford that they really could have won. You know, if they would have had some extra starters in, that game could have easily gone the other way. So it'll be interesting to see how Elk City responds with the tough test at Clinton. That's going to wrap up our preview. Next Wednesday, our features are going to surround kind of scout team / walk-on features. We're going to have a story about Michael Hufford, a former Big Elk who has walked on to the Oklahoma State football program this year. Is taking care of everything he needs to do to walk on and play there. That's an interesting story, and we're going to have we're going to hear about some guys that play for Elk City this year who are primarily scout team and are out playing just for the pride of the game. You know, some guys hopefully that you'll learn about that you might not ever heard their name, but they proudly go out and play football for Elk City when there's a lot of kids who don't. So we hope you enjoy that. Enjoy the game Friday night. I'm Tyler Palmateer, Sports Editor for the Daily Elk City, and we'll see you next time.